What's up, guys? Hoarder here, and this week's video is quite an adventure. Me, Doug, Charlie, and Paul get access to an old colonial farm. Big shocker, right? But the adventure begins because the farmer told us that on his property is an old family burial plot that goes all the way back to the 1700s, and in that burial plot is a Revolutionary War soldier that died in battle during the Revolution. Oh my goodness, how cool is that? Now, we're not going to detect in the cemetery. We kind of have that as off limits. But we're going to do the surrounding area in hopes to find something we can tie to that soldier or his family. How cool would that be? An awesome link to the past. Do we do it? We're going to have to watch and find out, but it was one heck of an adventure. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video, and I will see you at the end. Later. All right, so we're starting off in this field. The farmer is cutting some of this. I think it's just weeds. Charlie said he's not actually growing any crop, which is nice. Doug's out there. I thought Doug said he's got a flat button. I'm gonna wait for him to catch up. But Paul had a good find. He just chucked it over to me, and it's a piece of an old padlock. You can see this side says guard on it. The shackle's missing. Keyhole at the bottom. But what's pretty cool about this padlock is the other side has a date. Looks like it just says 1902. It's kind of weird. I mean, I'm assuming that's a date, Paul. It's not like a model number. Never seen a padlock with a date. We've been getting some really cool padlocks the last couple of weeks. So, hey, nice job. And over there is the old family grave site. Now, we're not going to detect in it, but I'm going to go over and get some pictures and look at the tombstones and try to see how far back they go. But, hey, nice find there, Paul. You ready? Yeah. All right, my first find here. You know what's funny is I swung over it. A lot of times when we go out, we swing over something good, you call someone else over it. So I was going to walk away. I called Paul over, and on his machine he says, oh no, it does sound good. So I came back over and dug it, and it is good. It's right here. And it's a flat button, Paul. I think it's a flat button.
Looks it to me.
Yep, there's a shank on it.
Yep.
At first I said, oh, this sounds good.
Consistent to me.
And then I rotated on it. It didn't sound good. It's teamwork, Paul. It's a team thing.
Maybe something on there.
Yeah, there might be something on the front. I'm going to see a pattern of some sort. I'm going to give it a brush down, but full shank up and down.
Yep.
And we're
You
getting...
got some, boys?
Yeah, well, a flat button, Charlie, and we're right near that grave site.
I just came out of the cemetery. Yeah, it's really cool. It's little, but yeah, they lived here somewhere, and
I'm going to go walk over. It's a flat button,
yep, that's
but it's a sign of life, and that's what we're looking for, you know?
Yeah. Sign of life next to a cemetery.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Here's my button, Charlie. I gave it a brush down. I thought I saw a marking coming through on the front, but now I don't. But it's a little cup-size button.
Okay.
But those are the things we're looking for, Charlie, especially when there's a 1700s graveyard behind us.
Yeah, and we knew from research there was supposed to be 2 homes here. But
Yeah, 2 old homes in this field somewhere.
probably in that tall grass over there, Jason.
Probably, but we'll do the outskirts of the tall grass.
This reminds me of the stagecoach trail. We worked all day, and at 2 o'clock we found out where the site was.
Sometimes it is. You get to the general area, and then you gotta put feet on the ground to find that exact spot, and that's what we're gonna do. Feet on the ground, Charlie.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Dog Tag Doug got down here towards the graveyard where we're starting near the graveyard. I don't want to make it seem like we're in the graveyard, Doug.
No.
Near the graveyard.
No. That's holy ground.
Yep. But Doug's, oh, it's a big one, Doug.
Yeah. Looks kind of military. I haven't seen anything on it.
Yeah, it might be iron on the back, which not even sure if it's a button. It might not even be a button. It could be a pull, but it sure looks like a shank.
Yeah.
We'll try to clean it if it cleans up, but yeah, a couple of buttons on the day. Nothing yet, but with that 1700s graveyard, I think we're going to do really well. We just got to find the hot spots.
Right.
Hey, good find, Dougie.
All right. Thanks.
All right, I'm going to come check out this old family cemetery plot over here that I was told an American Revolutionary War soldier is buried in there. We don't detect in the cemetery because I think it's disrespectful. And I'm going to gray out the names out of respect to the property owner, even though it's not his family. He bought the farm out of the original family's name. But let's go check it out. Low bridge here, Paul.
Nice.
Wow, Paul, this is really nicely maintained. The walls of this little plot are nicely pointed. Looks like someone really keeps up on it. And the tombstones themselves are very clean.
That was probably the Civil War soldier there. With
Yeah,
the flag.
I see it. Daniel something. Looks like he was born in 1755 and died in 1777. It's all in German. I can't read all of it. And I noticed that there's a marker on the left showing that he was a Continental Army soldier. So he actually died in 1777 in the war, in the American Revolutionary War, fighting for, our republic, at the time, our republic. So what an amazing piece of history there. If I go over to the right, I believe this is his wife, Maria, same last name. This is all in German, but it looks like it says widow, if I'm translating it right. But Maria was born in 1759, and then down near the bottom, it looks like she died in the 1830s. Again, all German. I can see Daniel's name in the middle. Don't know what it says though, so I'm guessing that this was his widow. And if we move to the right, this is David, same last name, born in 1800 and died in 1865. I saw the 1865 date, and the first thing I thought was the Battle of Gettysburg, but obviously he would have been 65 years old, probably not of fighting age, and I don't see any service markers either. And then there's two off to the side. They're smaller. One looks like it's Maria. I can't quite see a clear date on it. 18, maybe 32. And then the far one to the right is Esther, but it's very small and it's heavily covered in the grass. I can't really read any dates on that. But really interesting old family burial plot going all the way back to the Revolution, which is just amazing. So let's get out to these fields, Paul, and do some detecting, because there's a good chance we might find something today that's hundreds of years old that very well may have been held by one of these people. And that's a pretty cool connection to the past. So let's go see if we can do it. It's a little bouncy. It's hard to swing because there's roots here. I mean, like little stalks. Sounds good. It's deep. It's about 5 inches. So I'm gonna try to get this out of here if I can. It's very rocky. Oh, although this section isn't too bad. Oh, wow, I might have just got down most of it right there. Well, let's see. To the side wall. Oh, it's a coin. It's a coin. This kind of came through pretty loud in the 70s, maybe hitting the low 80s once in a while. And it's a coin, but could it be a modern quarter? Nope, I see stars on it. Oh my goodness. I don't know what that is, but I'm seeing stars all around it. I think it's going to be a ½ cent. Hang on. All right, I called the guys over. I'm going to cover this up so it doesn't bask in the sun. It'll keep it moist. The guys are kind of far away. Doug's way down there, and Paul is way over there. I know Charlie will come. I'm not sure if Paul's going to come. I'll wait a few minutes and we'll check it out. All right, the guys finally came over. I even dug the whole thing on my GoPro because I figured, what the heck, Charlie? It was about 5 or 6 inches deep.
He says we finally came over. We all had to walk like a ½ a mile.
I know it was far, but this is something good, I think.
Say Doug stick together, right?
Yeah.
Well, you guys walked away. I'm in the same spot. I'm still by the graveyard.
I'm gonna get a license.
Charlie looks like he's going to star in a Rocky movie. I mean, look at him.
Sweating.
Before, isn't it?
All right, I put it under this dirt bomb to keep it moist. Are you ready?
Well, it's not silver.
That's nice and green. That's a good sign.
That's
But look at the weird size of it.
That's a half cent.
Yeah, half cent something.
It looks big for a half
Maybe
cent.
it's
Nah,
Classic half cent would be cool.
That's
That's
American.
a classic half cent's my guess.
Classic half cent? That's all guess.
I do see stars on it. Let me give it a brush down real quick, and I'll come right back. I'm not sure what it is.
Probably about a gazillion minute.
All right, there's my coin. We cleaned it up. It's a classic head half cent, and the date came through nice, 1832. I thought the later ones were the harder ones, but Paul's saying no, the later ones are the easier ones.
Like later what?
Like the later half cents, I thought were.
Yeah, with your braided hairs.
No, I meant like the. I'll look it up. I'm gonna look up and see what the mintage is. But
That is a
1832.
classic. That's a classic.
Yeah, I can definitely see the classic, and it's in really good shape, Charlie. I mean,
Yeah.
this is going to clean up
Yeah.
really nicely.
And you adjusted your machine though, didn't you?
I did. I put it in 3-tone because I like to run it in 4-tone, but it's so chattery. It was unusable.
Right. Well,
So I drop it in 3-tone. I changed my settings so I don't hear anything under like a 30. I might miss tom back buttons, but it was too hard to function.
There you go. Way you go.
Yeah,
Right.
Good job.
thank you.
Way to go there, quarter hoarder.
Wow, Paul, I Googled it, and it's actually a really rare one. Paul might have just been mistaken. The 1832 classic head half cent, the rarest one in the entire run, Paul, with the exception of one that only came out in a proof. 51,000, is that what it said, Paul? 51,000 made?
Yeah.
51,000. I'd show you my phone, but there's a glare. But 1832 classic head half cent, I'm looking at it, 51,000 minted. By far the rarest one of the entire run. Went from 1809 to
I got
35.
3 of them. I didn't even know it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, see if yours are in good shape. I'm going to clean
Two
mine
of
up.
Mine are. 2 of mine
Really?
are in the best shape.
I bet they're worth a lot, actually. Not that I'm going
Well,
to
you have
sell
to
it,
look
but
them up and see what they are.
I will. But just the fact that it's that rare, you know it's going to have value if you're interested in value.
Not my own.
Me neither, but still, it's just nice to know what things are worth. Well, hey, heck of a good find for me, Paul.
Yeah, good for you.
So that's a heck of a good find. The rarest classic head half cent in the entire run. Now, when I say rare, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's valuable. In this condition, even that rare, scarce of a date, maybe 50 bucks if I clean it up really well. But the rarest of any old coin is exciting to have. I don't have an 1832. Paul says he's got 2 of them at home, and if it's the rarest one in the series, that's a heck of a good find. So revitalize a little bit of hope. We're going to keep on marching down. Hopefully we'll find some more. Back in the next one. All right, Charlie's got something he said is interesting, and he's trying to get an ID on it. Oh, I see it from over here, Charlie.
You know when you find something, you have no idea what it is?
Yeah.
I have no idea. But it looks like it's old. It looks fragile looking. It's... First I thought it was a pin out for like a piece of, like, you know, one of these pins you put into us, like a 3-point hitch. Oops, this is my phone.
The way this thing comes down, it kind of reminds me of how like scissors have that little piece.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, a scissor wouldn't have something blocking, and it's an awfully big finger hole.
It just reminds me. One time
Could it be like a pair of spectacles that's like bent over?
Don't know.
I'm gonna brush it if you don't mind, Charlie.
No,
and
go
get
ahead.
a better
It's
look
just
at
a
it.
weird piece.
I think it looks old. It looks really
yeah,
old.
It looks, well, I got like about 20 yards from the cemetery here. This looks ridiculous with this band on my head.
No, you look like Charlie Balboa. You look tough. All right, we cleaned up Charlie's find. We're trying to research it now. It's actually pretty interesting. Paul came back from the car. I'm gonna hold it against your shirt, Charlie, just so I can get like a contrast. We think it's part of an old pair of spectacles where this bar, as you can see, is a little bit flexible. There's a hinge right there. This is probably the bar, like Charlie's glasses, that would go down behind your ear. So this would bend out. This would be the right eye socket, the part of your nose, another circle. And on the little bracket, there's even writing. It just says the number 16. I don't know, maybe that's how they sized them, like a 16 millimeter length or something like that. But yeah, it's part of an old pair of spectacles, bifocals, something like that.
Half of it's gone, basically.
Yeah, half of it's gone, but half
gone.
of it's here,
Right.
and that's the most important half. And this could be 200 years old, Charlie. Could have been on Ben Franklin's face. You don't know.
He could have been visiting here.
Yeah.
So it was the, sort of like this. Yeah, whoops, I don't want to open it up.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
but that's exactly right.
That's the nose piece here.
Yep, hold it up to your face. We'll give him a better example. It would go just like that. Look at, oh, it's very like Sherlock Holmesy. It's like very small. It makes you look smart.
That's the guy from Hogan's Hero.
That makes him look.
It makes me look smart. Please take a picture, photo. I'll send it to my,
get
I'll
over
send it to
here.
my friends.
It looks good. Doesn't it look Sherlock Holmesy?
Harold Klink.
Is that what? Yeah, Colonel Klink, like from
My
MASH.
friends don't think I'm smart.
I think
Take
he's
a
smart.
picture.
That looks good.
Okay.
Well, hey, good find there, Charlie.
All right, thank you.
live dig that one?
No, I didn't live dig this one. It didn't sound as good. It was in the 60s, 70s, but I got myself another coin. Paul went back to the car to get a drink. It's right by your foot, Charlie. It's a small one, right by your right foot.
Right there.
Yep.
I see it, yeah.
And it
That
sounded good, 60s.
That looks like an Indian.
Is it too small to be a half cent again?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it might have even been a button. No, it's not a button.
It's an Indian, I'll bet. I can see the 1 cent, I
Yep,
think.
yep, it's an Indian.
Yeah. Okay.
I see the shield up at the top starting to come
Yep.
through a little bit.
Hey, wait, things are right now. We'll take Indians, right?
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
take wheat pennies.
I haven't
I'll
had
take
an
wheat
Indian in
pennies.
weeks.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to give it a brush down. My last half cent was the rarest one ever. This might. What
Yeah.
if this is like an 1877, the rarest?
Are you sure it's rare? Because I thought Paul said it's not.
No,
What?
I googled
Paul's,
it.
Paul's wrong.
Well, Paul was
Paul's wrong.
mistaken. Not only did he say it was common, it's the rarest classic head half cent in the entire run.
If
Yeah,
Paul
he-
says it's gonna be sunny, it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
Paul says the sky's blue,
Just
it's
do the
like black,
opposite.
right?
So this is drying. Let me brush it down. I'm going to come back and get a date. Hang on a second.
All right, good job.
Well, I cleaned off my Indian, and it's actually one of my favorite years. This one is 1864, and it's one of my favorites because 1864 has several different variations. Now, the most obvious one to spot is that 1864 was a transition year where they went from a copper nickel Indian to a bronze Indian. And the copper nickel is almost 2 times as thick. And that's why the fatty Indians will make a much lower sound on almost every metal detector because of the nickel content. Nickel comes up low. Now mine is clearly the thinner bronze version of the 1864, but even out of the bronze versions, there's still a variation. There's actually one variation that's really rare that has the engraver's initial on the ribbon. It would be the letter L. And that's a really hard one to find, and it's almost impossible to tell in this dug condition. But I'll give you another indicator. The version that has the L at the base of the Indian's neck on the bottom of the bust will come to a point. If it is not the L, the more common version, the base of the neck is more rounded off. And I can kind of tell that mine is a more rounded. This is the most common of all of them. But you know what? Hey, it's still a really cool coin. It's a really old coin made during the Civil War. And hey, one day I'll shoot for that L, but at the moment, just didn't get it. But otherwise, let's keep going. The day is young and there's more cool things to be found. You want to swing over it and see?
Yeah, I would like to hear how it sounds.
My guess is 1819.
1819? Wow, that's almost the year of my
Solid.
classic head half set.
Yep.
1819.
We'll take it.
Does it sound good? You want to dig it? You want to live dig?
Surface fine.
All right, I got something kind of interesting. I'm going to run it by Charlie because he's the farmer of the group. I got this big ring, but look at the piece that's on it. I'm wondering if this could have been part of an old hitching post that would go something like that. You would tie your horse off, and this could have been on like a pole or something like that. What do you think?
I think you are pretty correct on that. I think this was a post or whatever. Definitely something to tie an animal to,
Yeah.
probably a horse, maybe cow. Well, I have one for you then. I found something. You want to try a guess?
Sure, let me see it.
This,
Oh,
you know what that is? I think Doug would probably know. He's from North Carolina originally.
I don't know.
This was on a one horse drawn cutter bar and cut the hay.
I was cutting hay.
Yeah, this would slide on the ground,
Okay.
and there'd be another one here, another one, and there's a bar with knives on it, and it would slide back. Every
got it.
time the wheel would turn going forward, it would protect the knife. It would slide along the ground.
It looks like part of a statue of David Duke.
Yeah.
It looks like a little miniature
Yeah.
statue of David Duke from the side.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, hey, that's a heck of a
It's
good
hot
find
today.
too, Charlie. It is. I'm going to go back
It's
and
supposed
get
to be
some
cool.
water.
It's supposed to be cooler, but
Well, they lied to us. They lied to us. Nice find.
yeah. Yep.
All right, we moved spots. Charlie had to go home. It's just me, Paul, and Doug. Some ducks in there. We're up on this house that we've been to many times before. It goes back to, geez, the earlier mid-1700s. We come here at the end of the day to kick things around. We found so many good things here. The sky is the limit. Right up on the little walkway. What'd you get? Those ducks are so loud. Ooh. Is that a coin or a token?
It's a token, maybe.
It looks tokenish-y to me.
It looks too big to be a coin. See the duckies?
Yeah, I saw them. All right, let me help him brush this down. It looks pretty dirty. And I'll be back in a
Definitely a
second.
token.
This is a pretty cool token, Paul. I've never seen anything like it. It says 50th anniversary at the top. The bottom, it looks like it says Schweizenkorn, and it's from 1854 to 1914. So World War I era, the 50th anniversary of whatever the heck this is. There's a lot of writing on the back. We're going to have to get a better brush. I have no idea what this says, but that's really cool. And it's over 100 years old already.
Yeah.
Paul thinks there was a store called Schweizenkorn or something like that.
Whites and corn? I don't know.
Weizenkorn.
Yeah.
He thinks there's a store, or there used to be a store not far from here. We're going to have to Google it, and we'll clean up the back, and I'll show it later. But that is a great token, Paul, and it's probably $50 size. Excellent job. Way to go, man.
Thanks.
There's a beautiful lake in the back of this property. It's a man-made lake, but it's about 200 years old or so. And floating around, if you can see it, is a huge carp. Nobody fishes around here, so he has nothing to worry about. No natural predators, Doug. That carp's probably about 3.5 feet long. He's massive. But that's cool. I wonder if there's more of them in there.
What are you measuring them with? The Billy Bob? That ain't 3.5 feet long.
Doug, come on. You're allowed to embellish when it comes to
that's
fish.
Right, with fish.
Yeah, when it comes to fish, you're allowed to
Oh,
embellish.
he's a good 25
Remember the story you told me, Doug, about the one, of course, that got away that would have been a world record? Everyone's allowed to embellish when it
And
comes to
that's why
fish.
he's going to become a world record.
Everyone's allowed to. You know what? You're right, Doug. I think he's closer to 6 feet long.
I think it's a striper.
All right, we're walking back to the car. We're getting ready to wrap it up for the day, and Doug was digging for a long time and yelled out copper. He called Paul over too. How deep was it, Doug?
It's about 7 inches. It was all the way at the bottom of this hole. I just plucked it out with the leash. There it is.
Oh, I do see it. What'd you get, Paul? A bunch of lemons?
Walnuts. Smell it. Don't it smell good though?
Oh, it does. It smells like lemons too. I'm gonna hang one in my car as an air freshener. That could be something good, Doug, because I thought I saw something
Did you?
interesting. I thought I did. Oh no, it's Britannia. I see her. It was upside down.
Really?
It's got a lot of detail, Doug.
Does it?
Yep. Let me see if I can see a date.
I couldn't tell.
I think it says 1754.
Wow.
So it's going to wind up being a KG2, I
Yeah.
think. Hold on.
It was ringing up 24
Yep.
to 31.
Yep, KG2, Doug.
Okay.
You've got a lot of detail on it.
Oh, good.
Use your thumbnail.
Well, I'll let Doug clean it. I just wanted to kind of show people at home. I say at home. What if they're not at home, Doug? What if they're watching
Yeah.
from like a restaurant?
Well, they shouldn't be watching on the road.
Yeah, but they could be at a restaurant, or
Yeah,
they
and
could
I doubt
be.
that they would be watching. If the,
That's a beautiful one, Doug. KG2, 1750 something. Way to go.
all right.
Let me show it to you right there. Can you see her?
No. Oh, yeah. I see.
Do you need my
Britannia.
glasses?
Yeah. Do you mind? I left mine in the car.
Are you kidding me, Doug?
Every
There you go,
day,
baby.
Every day.
Carry
Come
them
on,
just
you
for
got to
you.
get a good shot of this.
Carry 'em just for well. If you forget your glasses, you got to be shamed.
I don't mind.
With that, me neither. Yeah. Oh, that does look good on you. Look at that
Oh,
beautiful.
wow.
See, that's what I'm saying. Both sides, a lot of detail.
Oh yeah,
And I-
KG2 for
and
sure.
Just a little bit of rubbing with my finger, I was able to see the date. So when you get home and clean it, properly, you're going to be really pleased with that one.
As the British would say, give it a proper cleaning.
Right.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I can see George's nose is running a little.
Is it? All right, well,
Yeah.
see that? I'm telling you, incredible
That'll
detail.
help.
Well, hey, way to go, Doug. On the
All
way
right.
out by this beautiful 1700's house that never fails us. We've probably been here 24 times.
It always produces something.
We always get a couple buttons, maybe a coin or so. I got some nice square nails today. But way to go, brother.
Square nail.
Hey,
That was worth the ride, huh?
beggars can't be choosers. Well, I think we're officially done for the day. Came back to the cars and getting ready to get on out of here. Paul cleaned up that cool token he got. It says 50th anniversary, 1854 to 1914. And the name at the bottom is Wheatzenkorn. We looked them up. It's a store that's still around in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. They sell like high-end men's clothing and shoes and stuff. And here is a tailored suits. And here's the back. Bring this coin as appreciation of your patronage and save 10% on your next order. And on the side it says, or at the bottom it says, November 21st to December 5th. I guess only that small window. I'm guessing back in 1914. So it's safe to say it's expired.
You think?
Yeah, I think it's expired.
I would take it between those dates this year.
And try to get 10%?
Look.
There's no, it doesn't say the year.
I lost it. I finally found it.
I misplaced it. It was in my sock drawer. Can I get that 10%? That's a heck of a good find, Paul. One of the best tokens I've seen in a while. Handsome guy on the front too. He kind of looks like Paul. Well, there it is, guys. We started off at that old colonial farm outside of the burial plot, trying to find something we could link to that old Rev War soldier. Did we do it? Well, it's kind of hard to say. We did find some early 1800s buttons and square nails and musket balls, but could we link that directly to Daniel, the fallen Rev War soldier? Probably not. I got that really cool 1832 classic head half cent. Daniel had already passed, but his wife Maria was still alive. In fact, she died the year that classic half cent was made. Could she have held that in her hand? It's unlikely, but it's possible. I think our best bet may have been the pair of early eyeglasses that Charlie found. Those are period. They go back to the 1700s. Could have been worn by Daniel, the Rev War soldier, or Maria. We'll never know for sure. I'm going to have to speculate on the spectacles, but it is possible, and our closest link to that family we found in the day. So who knows? Just going to have to hope. And then we finished at our go-to house where Paul had that really cool 50th anniversary token of that store, and the token's 107 years old. That store's been around for 170 years. That's crazy, and it cleaned up great. And then Doug with a really nice King George II large cent, 1750 something, I forget what it was. Finished the day strong, and that's what it's all about. And of course, if you guys want to have a strong finish, you need a strong start. And to get a strong start, you're going to need a metal detector. Just shoot me an email, quarterhoarder@yahoo.com. Let me know what your budget is, what you're looking for, where you live, where you're going to be hunting. I'll pick out the best machine for your money so you can go out and find some of the incredible things like we do every single week. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. It's the hobby of champions. Otherwise, thanks for watching, everybody. Happy hunting, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.